Welcome to the bad boy pod, talking bad boy bards, make a good girl nuts with the bad boy swag. Having conversations that a bad boy man, sit down, relax, kick back, have a blast, enjoy the bad boy pod, brought to you by Lady Pod.
Maya Miko.
Yes, thank you, Maya.
Thank you, Maya. I know he's definitely listened past the first episode.
I think so.
Does he still follow us?
Yeah, I'll do a check. We'll do an update.
Maya Miko is the incredible artist we found on Fiverr to compose our perfect theme song. No swear words.
No swear words, please.
My
name is Diane.
My name is also Diane. Oh, shit. She hates a swear word.
By the way, I love this cascading Furby. Can you take a photo
I did make a beautiful...
of this mountain of Furbies?
I did make a beautiful Furby mountain for Be Real, if I'm being honest.
Oh, was that what that was for? Yeah, sometimes when you work at home, you have to get a little bit creative with your Be Reals.
That's the thing. It's like...
hitting at the same time every single day. It's just like, oh yeah, I'm working.
It's like I'm laying on the couch. I'm laying on my bed. Also, like, I do have a coworker who follows me on Be Real. So I'm like, you can't know that I'm doing nothing.
Can you imagine?
You have to think I'm stacking Furbies all day.
You see her Be-Reels and she's stacking Furbies.
Yeah, we all,
on her toilet. She's like, I don't know what to do with my day, goddammit.
We mostly stack Furbies at my job.
Whatever. It's, when you work at a Furby stacking factory.
Yep.
It's literally in the job description.
My
name is Diane.
My name is Diane, and I call stacking Furbies. Wait,
what I call stacking Furbies.
Definitely making a sandwich?
Oh, no,
I
that's
don't know.
Literally what she calls banging. She's like, you want to stack Furbies in this toilet room is what she calls a bathroom.
Okay, yeah, certainly.
Yeah, she's quirky. She's from Cleveland.
And everyone from Cleveland, as we know, incredibly quirky. Is that a Burt's Bee lip balm you have?
It's not a Burt's Bee. It's actually, I bought this in a panic because I was like, I need a fucking lip balm with an SPF.
What kind of yellow lip balm isn't Burt's Bees?
Elba.
This is copyright infringement.
It kind of is.
Burt's Bees owns yellow.
They really do. Did I tell you early TV talk?
Yeah.
I watched this ages ago. I don't know when it was, but I watched that Burt Bees doc about like the man behind Burt Bees. Mm-hmm. Super earliest TV talk ever. He's kind of a crank, and I think he's a loon.
Is he a bad boy?
He's dead now.
Okay, R.I.P.
I don't think he's that much of a bad boy. Well, in a way he is. I think he also got into bee. Didn't we talk about this? I feel like I did. It was like he got into beekeeping like conveniently to make money when he was like in his 20s or something, and not because he like loved bees or something.
Is
I think
his
like
name
someone
Bert?
taught him. I think it is.
Okay.
He also sold the company to Clorox. It's not.
What?
Yeah, years before he
There's
died.
bleach in it?
No.
Okay, well that's good.
No, come on.
But
it's part of their group of brands.
I got it. You use their foot scrub?
No, I used to use a few other things. I like their chipstick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, their chapstick.
They're chappers.
It does smell good. It has a very it's Burt's Bees smell.
Burt's Bees smell, but also they had this like cherry almond something or other. Or maybe
Sure.
it was just one. It was like a hand lotion. I just really like the smell of it. It really smelled like a fucking.
Why do they get their own
marzipan.
pharmacy section and no one else does?
It's fucking Burt's, and he's a crank.
But like,
He's like, I don't think I'm famous, bitch. Your face is on.
You're a huge celebrity.
My lip balm.
Can we put IRL Bert in Wilmer?
Yeah, he's.
Wow, we have 2 Wilmers in the testicle?
2 Wilmers and 2 testicles. And one
That
Wilmer.
is 2 testicles, 1 Wilmer.
I'm so glad I just kicked you and not a dog right now.
Low-key dream come true. No, Sully's...
He's back there.
He's resting.
Oh, wow. Behind mommy.
He's being a nice, restful little angel.
Listen.
One of my Furbies has a lazy eye, no judgment. But it's like, you do notice it if you stare at it for too long.
Okay.
And we'll put the picture in Wilmer and
It has the lazy eye going on in that photo?
I'm sure.
So how did it get lazy? Do you know? Do we know the story of the Furb?
The story of the Furb, I think he's just had a life of stress. But he is like, I do tend to fiddle when I'm on calls or whatever. Ugh. And one of my ways of fiddling is opening and closing the Furby's eyes. I'll also shove my finger in the mouth and press the tongue down. Fun.
I was going to say my brother did that with a pencil to my Furby. He literally shoved a pencil down his throat. It changed its voice forever.
Oh my God. Puberty.
It was so wild.
Furby went through puberty by getting a thing
It was like
shoved down
within
his throat.
24 hours of getting this Furby, he ruined it.
I also do like see their paintbrushes behind you, because sometimes I'll take a paintbrush and I'll like play with the bristles. I'll paint my Furby, but I'll play with the bristles. But anyway, maybe the lazy eye came from opening and closing its eyeballs so much.
You're a fiddler, huh?
I'm a fiddler.
One time I was fiddling with a straw package. What do you call it? You know, the paper shit that comes in a straw.
Yeah. Fun.
My favorite.
That's a fun time.
Are you not curling it up?
Oh, you
like
gotta.
who's not curling it up?
Sometimes I'll curl it up. Sometimes I'll fold it in like a zigzaggy way.
Someone pointed it out once, and I was like, "Please don't point out what I'm doing."
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sometimes you got to just like, sometimes you like twirl it around your fingers.
Yeah.
Sometimes the worst though
fidgety bitch
is when you're fidgeting and it rips.
Oh my God.
Fucking.
It's the end of the fidgeting.
Then what? Dinner's over.
Dinner's over. You have to like find something new to fit. You like you're looking for new pieces of paper on the table.
Yeah,
to
but
just
like
fuck with.
It's
not until you get like a mint at the end, you're like, oh great, now I can just like rip this little thing up to shreds. Huh?
Oh, and like that thin aluminum that those mints come in.
Oh, it's Diane's favorite material. She wants a shirt made from that.
Diane's favorite shirt material by far. I want a shirt made from that.
Oh,
I'll
wow.
crinkle up and down the block, no problem.
Very nice for summer, or the worst. I can't really tell.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's a supremely breathable fabric.
Supremely breathable. You're right. I don't know what it's for, except for Zoe, really.
So true. Okay, well, that was a chonky testy. Let's see how it is.
Sure.
All right, we're back.
Women, will you please like me?
Oh man, that guy.
You're welcome.
Yeah, he is still in the news.
Oh
Amazing.
my God, I forget. Yeah.
What
he's
if we
just
have a jailed
around.
president?
Hilarious.
Kind of like
Kind of classic America. I think
it
it's
would
fine.
be so classic America.
It's like the thought of, like, imagine being 16 and being like, oh no, we'll have a jailed president. And
Yeah, can
like
you
really
imagine?
being concerned, and then like being 36. Sorry, I'm 36. I don't know how old you are. Old bitch alert.
Yeah.
And then being like, wow, that is the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life.
It is fucking wild. The thing is, though,
love being old.
if I had grown up, I know you didn't even grow up in America, but like, my name is Julia Vivich, and I didn't even grow up in America.
Oh, wow.
She said it.
And my name is Zoe Clark, and I remind Julia daily that she did not grow up here.
Every day of my life. But if I had grown up during the Trump era, I would have known way more about like presidential politics than I do now. I just like based on just experiencing it, like Bush, sure, fine. I learned like Florida's a mess, but like beyond that, I didn't know the specifics. I wouldn't be like, oh, a chief of staff. Like, I don't even know who Biden's chief of staff is, but I could name like a bunch of Trumps. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, there was like so much shit going on. There was Monica Lewinsky.
Sure, that was
there was
epic.
like that. I mean, I'm not trying to say Monica Lewinsky was a distraction. She is a perfect human being who did
She
nothing
is.
wrong.
Not a thing.
But that the media
Honestly,
spectacle
what she did wrong, she wore that beautiful dress.
she wore. I mean, listen,
And that is her fault.
and that was her fault for being so beautiful.
So true.
But everything
she
else.
actually, I mean, she was very pretty, I will say.
Oh yeah,
Stunning.
You know what? She still is.
She still is.
But like, it's
mean-
just like the media spectacle was like. I feel like really, it's not like we haven't had a fucking spectacle ever in America, but it's just like that one was so bad.
That was really bad, but
It's a
also
real
like,
attention grabber.
I think the Trump spectacle, part of its, honestly, amazingness is the length it's been. Because literally since like 2015, this man has been a spectacle.
And it's just like,
And he's really honing his comedy routine, if I'm being honest.
I think that interesting pivot where like people just like, he has made like the George Bush pivot where people are just like, they're able to sift through his madness. And I'm not saying that he's not a racist piece of shit.
No,
by
he
any
is.
means. He's totally racist.
But when he said that wrong de sanctimonium or whatever he calls him needs a personality transplant.
It's just like, could you
Facts.
be so cutting?
Yeah, he's like mean in a way that only your mother can be mean.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's like, oh my God, he's mean old mommy.
He's a mean old mommy.
Oh wow. Remember that picture of his mom? Is that a real picture?
I don't remember this picture of his mom.
I'm sorry. We're gonna have to find it. Wow.
Yeah, we'll
See,
find
I
it.
was just fidgeting with something this whole time.
What was it?
It was the little corner piece from this thing that I ripped off of the chapstick.
See, you should see how it feels to fidget with a paintbrush. Hand me one too. We can. This is like mutual masturbation in a way.
Yeah, okay. Now that you say that, it's kind of creepy, but fine. What was it? Oh yeah, Donald Trump's mom.
I mean, first of all, dream Google of the week.
Wow, I absolutely typed out Donald Trullow's mom.
Oh, who's he?
Nah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, I like the way that sounded.
A screechy little wheel outside.
Or is it grandma? No, it's mom, baby.
Oh, and that's his dad?
Yeah.
They both are hideous. No offense.
I mean, like, it just looks like him in a wig. It's so wild.
Oh, that does look like him in a wig.
It's just so wild.
Also, a bit of a Margaret Thatcher rising. Okay, well, who's your bad boy on the block this week?
Oh my God. I definitely wrote them down. Definitely wrote them down.
Also, phone case update. Julia has updated her phone case.
Oh, yeah. It's the same case except green. Because I was like, you know what? This white one's getting a little grimy.
It's like instead of white splooge, it's green splooge.
Yeah, it's more like, oh, so Nickelodeon or whatever.
Yeah.
What's your fucking show where they gack people? I'm sorry, I just said gack, but you know what I mean.
We had a couple, but there was Figure It Out. They got slimed.
Slimed. So you call
yeah,
it slime.
we called it
I'm
slimed.
sure we called it slime. I don't know where I got
Family
gacked.
Double Dare, you got slimed. All of the Double Dares you get. Double Dare, you get slimed. The thing is, if you're going on Nickelodeon, any Nickelodeon game show, you're about to get slimed. Like, you get slimed at the Kids' Choice Awards.
Listen, you really do.
What was yours
do.
called? Gack?
I'm like, why am I calling this gack? Oh, GAK?
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. Double Dare Crew used to... Okay, so Double Dare Crew, isn't that American?
There was definitely one in America. Mark Summers.
Okay, the name Gack had previously been used by Mark Summers and the Double Dare crew to refer to slime used on the show. The name had originated, Jesus Christ, as a street term for heroin.
Whoops.
So they couldn't use it. Okay, so that
So
makes
then they changed it to slime?
Got it. So, wow.
That's pretty funny.
Isn't that weird how just words stick in your mind forever and you don't really know the... Whatever. So we had a show called Uh-Oh. And it reminds me of just like being slimed.
Sure.
It's just
It is a
Gack.
very slimy case, no offense.
Slimy case. My name is Diane.
But
Oh yeah, why did I open my phone? To get my fucking bad boy. Duh.
I never heard of gack as a street term for heroin. Smack, maybe.
Smack maybe.
They didn't even say gack in Rent. Me.
They didn't.
No, but they said smack.
Because no one was getting slimed.
Honestly,
Oh,
Rent,
now I remember. Wow.
Rent could have used more slime.
Yeah, you know what? More green slime.
Like if in the middle of La Vie Boheme, everyone
they
got slimed.
slimed Angel.
Actually, in the middle of the AZT break.
Never slime Angel. You slime Angel, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Absolutely. Okay, who's your bad boy?
Sorry.
I did everything right and they indicted
I did
me.
everything right and they gacked me.
They gacked me right in the head. I have two bad boys actually. First of all, clean the fridge. Honestly, you know what? I'm like, because we did like the bathroom and then we did the fridge full on. It really takes a long time.
What
hate
was
it.
the grossest thing you pulled out of that bad boy?
Oh my God. This like row of cheddar, like singles cheddars, not singles cheddars, but like they were these like, I don't know where, I think this was a mum buy because I don't remember buying them. Like piece of cheddar that were about this big. They were in like the, I don't know how.
It's like a
was
single
missed.
serve slice, right?
Yeah, but not like a Kraft single, if that makes
No,
sense.
it's more. I've had those before. It's like what you would get on a cheese board, but not a cube.
I don't even want to I just don't, like a flattened cube. I don't want to describe it. It was so awful, like what it looked like.
Green.
Yes. I mean, you know, it looked kind of beautiful if you're into that kind of thing, but
Sure.
you know what it is and you're just like, no, that's disgusting.
You're like, that's not what it's supposed to look like.
Get out of
though.
my fucking
Yeah.
fridge. So that was probably one of the worst things. But yeah, just like just everything, just like top to bottom. Clean the ice cube tray for fuck's sakes. Like the ice.
Did you pull everything out? Mm-hmm. Wiped everything down? Mm-hmm.
threw out all the old condiments? Did all that old shit?
Yeah. Did you clean the
big
drawers
nine.
in the sink?
Oh yeah, did that.
I
whole
hate
thing.
cleaning the drawers.
Yeah, I don't even think I didn't do it this time. I didn't do the drawer part. I only did inside. I did the inside while he did the.
I would much rather do inside than drawers.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was still gross.
Oh,
I
it's
mean,
disgusting. The whole
it's
thing is
still, like-
disgusting.
But I mean, cleanest fridge in town, gotta say.
Oh, I bet. And
So
the
clean.
thing is, like, I personally think like rotten food in the fridge is disgusting,
Sure.
but it's never going to smell like rotten food in a cupboard.
Bam! Egg in the bottle.
Yeah, exactly. My bad boy.
I will never forget those potatoes I found in the cupboard. I will
Oh
never
my God.
forget them.
Those will stink up your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go on.
You know my bad boy.
Oh, yeah,
but
I do.
the squad doesn't. And by the squad, I mean
Sure.
our beautiful listeners.
I did everything right and they indicted
She doesn't
me.
deserve this.
I don't. So on Wednesday night, I was Zooming with my friends.
So sue her.
So sue me. And, you know, the thing about my new oven that my old oven didn't do is she's a bit of a Cleveland steamer.
Oh,
She'll take a shit right on your chest.
Okay.
No. But she does steam when you open it.
Nice.
It's an adjustment, okay? I was baking off, roasting some cauliflower. And I did learn a hack on how to cut cauliflower on TikTok. And effective. I'll share it after my bad boy.
Okay. Curious.
Yeah.
Curious on your method.
We'll see if I'll be able to actually describe it in a way that makes sense. But anyway, I was pulling this out of the cupboard. I had this out of the oven. I had the steam in my eyes, and I pulled the tray out, and I burned my bicep.
I didn't know there was steam in your eyes on top of it.
There was
I thought
steam.
Just like it was an accident.
It was, and I mean, and the thing is, when it happened, I was like, "Ow, I burned myself," but it didn't like hurt that bad. And then the next day I woke up and I was like, damn, she's a Mr. Blister right now.
Mr. Blister, huh?
A mistress blisterous.
Wow.
Then accidentally got popped.
Oh, God.
And that's when the pain began. After the pop happened, and worst thing in the world, I didn't even get to see the pop ooze. I just noticed that it was popped.
Oh, no. Oh yeah, no, that is.
You know, if I had seen it, maybe that would have given me some sick joy.
No, I don't think so. Honestly, I don't think there's like. I think it's more like pain when it comes to fucking blister pops. Did I tell you about my tit blister? Oh yeah, I think it was a bad boy. Can I just like silence this fucking?
You're so
group
popular.
chat, please? Sorry.
No, it's fine. But now it's like day 4 of this fucking arm pain. I'm washing with soap and water. I'm using Neosporin, kind of good boy Neosporin, because it does help with the pain a little bit.
Thank you, Neosporin, for everything you do.
Yeah, seriously, you are such a mensch. The mensch of the first aid world. But, you know, she's still raw and she's still like kind of open to the world and she's still like a bit yellow.
She is a little open to the world, I will say. She's really out. But like, oh God, blisters are so hard because there's like one team of people that say, it's good, you should air out your blister. And then there are people just like, cover that shit up, please.
I know. And I looked it up and it was
what
like.
What is the latest?
The latest says if it's a burn blister, because the blister is the thing that protects it, right, from the from the elements. So now that the blister is gone, it says that you should protect from the elements. But I feel like part of the reason it hasn't healed more is because I've been covering it.
It's impossible. I like literally, like I don't want to show you my tit right now, but I'm going to show you my tit a little bit.
Just a little.
Like, see this?
Oh, yeah.
This used to be like, it was like bigger and like
I know,
redder.
I think she's going to scar.
Like, it's just like a fucking blister. Like, why do blisters do this? And this popped on its own. I didn't get to see it.
Yep.
But I think like it was so weird because when it came and it surfaced.
That's a shitty place for one too, because like every bra is gonna bonk up against that thing.
Yeah, I mean, just like it's more like, oh, if I go like braless and I'm like too swingy.
That's when it hurts bad.
It's just like, it's not healing as fast. I literally have to put aloe. Like the more aloe I put on it, put like straight up aloe once it heals, because that'll help with the skin repair. Don't put like the fake aloe you get from like stores. Get like the real aloe.
Shit. Yeah, I mean, I've just been washing with soap and water and putting Neosporin on as much as possible.
It's just like
first aid pod.
Why blisters?
Why blisters? We could put a picture of my blister in Wilmer, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Not the open wound because that's disgusting. But
you
the
can't
blister.
See my tits. Sorry
about it. But the blister, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Everyone can look at that.
It's gaping. I mean, like that
it
really
is.
Looks painful. You could get on the subway and be like, "Listen, I need to sit down."
It's true. I have a pre-existing condition, and it's this burn from making cauliflower. By the way, great cauliflower.
Oh, that is the pain.
Yeah.
You're just like, listen, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into this. Did you cry?
No,
I'm not. I don't really cry for burns.
Honestly, like the people I was on Zoom with literally said like, wow, you didn't react at all when you got that burn. And I didn't, because I didn't clock it as something that bad when it happened, because I was like, oh, ooch. It was like, a, ooh. And then that was part of the problem, was like I didn't take it seriously in the moment. I didn't do any of the things you're supposed to do, which is run it under cold water.
Sure.
That's apparently the thing. You're supposed to run it under cold water. And I was like, that wasn't that bad. It was just scalding hot pan on my skin, whatever. But you know what? It was that bad.
It was that bad. It was an oi. I like just like fisting. If I do like a burning on my fingy, I love fisting a piece of ice.
Yeah, I put ice on it. but probably not for long enough. And clearly it didn't really do anything.
Is there anything worse than a burn though?
It sucks.
I hate blisters.
Apparently, and Jerry was telling me today that in Phoenix right now,
oh dear,
because of all the heat, like the sidewalk is so hot that if you tripped and fell on the sidewalk, you could get like a 1st-degree burn on your hand from falling on the sidewalk. And that like old people or people who have a hard time standing up will then get like 2nd-degree burns and 3rd-degree burns because the sidewalk is so hot and they're on it for longer. Wow. So anyway, global warming.
Can't wait for next year.
It's going to be better, right?
Wow.
Meatballs every Sunday.
The meatballs keep coming.
The meatballs are global warming.
As far as I'm
and
concerned,
Sunday
the sun is the meatball.
Is also a meatball, yeah.
It's funny that I'm saying funny, but like, are there other cities in the States where they've declared that like, you know, AC is a human right, basically? Because I don't know why they declared it here because there are hotter places.
I think they, I don't know if they've
speed it up, bitch, because you didn't give
they've-
anybody free AC yet.
I don't know if they've declared it, but I think it definitely is a topic of conversation in Arizona.
They like brought it up. I mean, like, but Arizona, you ever be there in the summer? It's like the fucking worst.
And I never would.
It is insane.
Do we have any? If you're an Arizona listener, please email Diane at badboypod.com how hot it is.
Yeah, I really want to know about your life. I don't want to know how you keep cool. Do you like
weather in Phoenix, Arizona?
I think August is monsoon season, so
106
they must get some rains. Didn't they have like a huge dust time? What's it called when they have dust storms?
Oh yeah, we were talking about this today. It's a funny little word.
It is a funny word.
It's like daboob or something like that.
I love the way it sounds.
It's 107. No, it's 106 right now.
Yeah. I mean, like, and it was worse this week, you guys. I don't know how you do it.
But don't worry. On Sunday, it goes down to a smooth 97. Anyway,
how do you wait for a bus? Like, you can't live.
No, you can't. Who's your next bad boy on the block?
Jesus Christ. Oh, ooh, this is a rando. I was like sitting on the couch. I was like, oh, my belly button. What's going on? Like, I thought every time I feel like a stitch is like opening or something, because I have laparoscopy scarring from when I had appendicitis.
Oh, yeah.
No big deal. Not a big deal at all.
I have a real scar, no offense.
But you have a real one, like they went in? That's so
They went
wild.
in.
What year did they go in?
What year did
Tell
they
the
go in?
pod.
2003.
Really? Did we get it removed in the same year?
Was yours an emergency?
Kinda, because it hadn't popped yet.
Yeah, mine hadn't popped either.
Email Diane.
Wait,
I
yours
gotta
was in
find out-
2003?
I'm trying to figure it out now, because I'm just like, I know that it was. Wow. How old was I in 2003? I can't do quick math right now.
I was 13, and so you were 16.
Well, it's literally 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, no. So that was way too early. So, no, I did not get it removed. Wait. So, okay. Interesting. So, they did it because it must have been 2006 or 2007 when I got it.
Okay. Yeah, that honestly, I feel like I was in the cutoff of that real shit.
Yeah, they really went in then.
Yeah, they cut it, and then instead of stitches, I got staples. So the scar is like a line with 2 dots on either side of it.
Weird.
Yeah.
Do you think it's because we're related? Just kidding.
Oh, maybe.
What if we have like predisposed to get your appendix removed?
That's like our
And our
one
shit.
gene thing.
One Jewish gene.
Our single Jewish gene.
These meats.
You know what? That's really the only reason I would do Ancestry. I haven't done the spit in the cup for Ancestry, only 23andMe. But I would do it for Ancestry just to determine how cousin we are. And where cousin we are.
See, I want to know where. I guess I just have to like bug you for all your fucking surnames, you bitch.
You can bug me for my surnames. Anyway, who's your belly button?
Oh yeah. So then I'm just like, sometimes I always forget that like sometimes it feels like a stitch is opening or something, because I'll like have it on the bottom.
Is it like a tang?
Yeah,
tinge?
It's a bit of a tinge, because like I had my belly button pierced on the top and the bottom one got closed up. Mm-hmm. It got sealed up, and then the top one just closed up.
Okay.
So sometimes I feel like
it got sewed shut.
yeah, the bottom one.
Oh.
But it got sewed up on the inside.
Ooh.
It's so weird. It's like a tiny little beep, and I guess they did it on purpose there, because they're just like, yeah, I mean, you don't want an extra scar. We'll just go in through your belly button or some shit. I don't know how they do it. Listen,
Are most piercings on the top or the bottom? Or is a typical belly button piercing on the top or the bottom?
I
the
got
top.
both, but the top.
I know you got both.
Okay, just reminding you 1,000 times.
Was it what kind of I know
I'm
we've
not
talked
your
about
average
it.
girl.
You're different from the other girls.
I'm quirky.
Was it like a stud on the top and a stud on the bottom, or did you have the hook, the bar? What was
I had
it?
them all. I had like 2 rings at once. I had a ring, and then I had a
2 rings
boop.
at once.
Yeah, 2 rings was weird.
You ever have a dangler?
I had 2 dangles at once. I had 1 dangle
You
and
had
then 1
2
basic.
dangles at once?
Yeah, I don't know. The 90s, the thousands was it was a thousand. It was the aughts I had it, and it was weird.
I mean,
It was a
having
very
2
weird time.
danglies at once, it doesn't get more Aussie than that.
Very ugly. I had some poor decisions I made. But I think my favorite was just like having my Mo Sizzlack one on the top. Mm-hmm. Mo from The Simpsons, represent.
Okay.
And just like this ugly ass boring silver one on top. Or
On
sorry,
the bottom?
On the bottom, yeah.
Wait. Was it like a stud that had Mo from The Simpsons on it?
Sorry, it was Mo on the bottom and then a ring on the top. That's what it was.
How was it Mo though? Was it like
It
like
was
the
2 Mo faces. It was like blue. It was like the same picture on top and on bottom.
Okay, and it was
blue
like
background.
it was like the hook.
Yeah, just the basic.
So there was
hook.
a Mo inside your belly button
Inside my belly button
and then below.
just like
and then you
hanging
had a
out.
silver hook on the top.
And then I had either a silver hook or it was just a ring with a black doodly doot or a silver doodly doot.
Okay, yeah. Wow,
That
that's a
was
choice.
Disgusting. I had weird decisions.
But a belly button ring, I feel like out of the piercings you can get that are sort of alt, that one's fine. Beats a tongue.
I kind of miss it. I don't know why.
Oh, would you get it
For
again?
no reasons. I would not get it again. But I miss having. I wish it was still open.
Oh,
Because
so
I was like, oh, I can't decorate my belly button anymore.
no, you can't.
It's not fun.
You can draw a little mustache on it if you wanted.
I have so many holes in my ears. I don't wear any earrings, but like, I don't know. I miss my old fucking
We're sort
holes.
of unique in that neither of us have nose piercings.
Oh, email Diane if you have a nose piercing. Should we just get it now?
Yeah,
in
let's
our
go
old
get.
age?
Let's have Jerry come in with a fucking nail.
Sure.
Pop that in there.
Why not? We'll just like do it live.
I honestly don't think I have the nose for it.
I never thought I did either.
And it just like doesn't seem because like this is no disrespect to people with nose piercings, but they have their hand in their nose all the time.
I'm fine with that, honestly.
I'm not, and it's just not. So I don't want to. I don't want to be that person.
I have no problems. But whatever. Angel. I never thought I had the right nose either. But like kind of now I'm just like, oh, I kind of wish I had that one too. Honestly, one of the easiest ones to get.
Just don't get tongue.
Whatever this is called, the stupid one that I have on the migraine one
Yeah.
was honestly the most painless piercing I've ever had in my life.
Interesting.
It was like, didn't even know it was done. Didn't even know they had started. It was like the easiest, peasiest little creak.
Yeah, I got my regular ears pierced, just the classics, and I've let them close up.
My name is
I'm
Diane.
not a jewelry. I'm not a jewelry Jew. Just kidding. I'm not a jewelry girl.
It's just I like putting one thing on and leaving it on forever, and then I'll just find a new thing and be like, well, guess I'm leaving it on forever now too.
Sure.
I'm the perfect candidate for one of those freaks that have those. Sorry, I called you a freak. Anyone, but
Oh,
like,
the permanent. You want to
Yeah.
get permanent friendship bracelets?
oh, okay,
Adorable.
let's do that.
Adorable.
Wow, we're gonna do that for our friendship anniversary this year.
Okay, we can get it. What's it going to be? Is this 10 years?
Oh my god, yeah. Wow, we got to get it this year.
We
and
gotta go to
quick.
Curly's.
Uh-oh, we're gonna have a party where we make them come to us or something.
You're right.
I think they do that now.
Okay, so your belly button.
Oh yeah. So anyway, it was. I was like, "What is that?" And then I'm like inspecting it with my iPhone in the dark as we're like watching a movie one night, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Was Sea Dog like, what are you doing?
No, he did not give a shit. And then I got up and I like went to the bathroom to go check it out, and it was like a little bit of a lint, but like there was like a small lint, but it was like I like had to push out something. It was like a hardness that had been sitting, kind of like plugging it, and I was like, cool. So it just had a new hard skin filled like pus thing come out of it, which was interesting. It just does that from time
Did
to
it
time.
hurt or did it feel kind of good to get
It
it
felt
out?
good because it was just like it's like an itch you
Or
scratched.
it's like when you have like a pebble in your shoe and you get it
That's
taken
exactly
out.
what it was. Because it was like, why is this so itchy? I
Yeah.
don't get it.
No thanks.
It was so weird. It was just working its way out. I was like, oh, okay. Just like weird. I don't know. I guess because like, especially I like wear high-waisted stuff all the time. I feel like my belly button just gets so sweaty.
Yeah.
You heard it from me.
She's
first
taken
and
a
last.
lot.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Email Diane about your sweaty little belly button. Please.
You heard it here last.
Please.
Okay, so let's move on to, we have really one bad boy update.
Yeah, sorry we're not doing a moil this week. Sorry.
Oh,
we'll mention it now.
Yeah, we're not going to be, we were going to do a moil because we're not going to be here next week. But like, honestly, it just didn't work out. I can't.
There are a lot of updates and other stuff.
There are not enough updates.
Zoe has to leave town.
I must go.
She has to.
I must go. But one update is there has been a special counsel appointed to Hunter Biden.
Unbelievable.
So I feel like it's annoying that that's even happening because it's just like going to be conflated with all the Trump shit and it's like not the same.
Oh God, I feel like my own fucking family when I say, what a circus.
What a circus. Welcome to a new episode of The Clown Show.
Literally.
To quote the genius Andrew Tate.
Welcome to a new episode of The Clown Show.
It's just like, do I care? No.
Okay, another clown show. Mm-hmm. So you know this threat of a fight between Mark Zuck and Elon.
Just to suck each other's dicks.
Just zuck each other's musks already.
Yeah. Delete what I said.
So Zuck posted on Threads.
I hate this.
I think we can all agree Elon isn't serious and it's time to move on. I offered a real date. Dana White offered to make this a legit competition for charity. Elon won't confirm a date, then says he needs surgery, and now asks to do a practice round in my backyard instead. If Elon ever gets serious about a real date and official event, he knows how to reach me. Otherwise, time to move on. I'm going to focus on competing with people who take the sport seriously.
Oh my fucking God, this fucking loser. First, can I just say, I can't believe I'm siding with Elon when I say.
You're siding with Elon?
Listen, just for 1 second. So Elon's trying to make it easy for you on top of cheap, and you're being a bitch about it.
I feel like
shut the fuck up.
I feel like
you're doing this for charity. Do it cheap.
I feel like I'm siding with Zuck on this one, being like Zuck just sort of told off Elon, being like you're all talk, and Elon must be like, damn, Zuck told me that.
But his last sentence, which is just like, he wants to do this with someone who takes the sport seriously.
Like who? Logan fucking Paul?
Exactly. But like, it just makes me think that he's just doing this for like, to showcase his bullshit new, like have you just been like boxing or something? Like you have been boxing and you want to box.
It's a bit of an MMA.
This is you trying to show off your shitty little moves, you little bitch. I don't care. This is not for charity. You're a little bitch. I hate you.
Smoking these meats.
Smoking these meats. I'd fuck Elon Musk. Okay.
Oh my God.
Wow, that is an
I'm sorry to bring that
oldie but a goodie. And you know what? I take it back.
It's kind of nuts to think that you wanted to fuck Elon Musk at one point.
I wanted to fuck Elon Musk years ago.
It was like years ago.
Definitely still was a bad take, though.
I mean, it has nothing to do with anything anymore.
No.
And it's good.
It's funny. I can't find my favorite fucking drop.
Okay. Is it $1 hologram?
Yeah.
Perfect. Also, quick little update. Apparently, Britney, this is a, I don't even know if this is true, though. Okay. There's a rumor that Britney is going to do a sit down with Oprah.
Oh, rando.
I would watch it.
I mean, I would definitely watch
That's going to be a watch for sure.
Ay.
So shout out to Oprah. Do you want to move on to our bad boy of the week?
The wickedly talented.
Wow, I'm sorry I said that. But yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, but I think I already have to piss. Can I pee? Because I don't think I peed before this.
No, go pee. Perfect time to pee right before our bad boy.
Honestly, you're right.
Before we get into our bad boy, how are you enjoying playing with the paintbrush?
Oh, you know what? It's a good. I don't think I can see myself doing this day to day. Not to burst your little bubble.
Okay, look.
But yeah, it's a fun fidget tool. I like painting my leg.
I've been painting my leg for years.
You're just like whoop whoop whoop.
I literally am.
But it's just, I think it's hard because I also have Kevin duty, so I'm just like I can't have both my hands on it. It's just like one or the other.
That's fair enough.
Wickedly talented.
Kevin,
absolutely, he's really holding.
Welcome to the pod.
Okay, let's move on to our bad boy of the week.
And I do not mean my best friend is this man. I mean Kevin is my best friend.
Okay. Kevin's your best friend, and this man,
this person,
pretty bad. We don't do many serial killers.
Listen, we don't do many. We can't.
Because like I don't want to get so
sad.
Hard into true crime that we get canceled.
Yeah, listen. If you want to listen to white women talk about true crime, There are 7,000 podcasts.
Yeah,
about
you
that
can listen to so
already.
many podcasts. We
You know
know
what
we
this
don't.
is good for? Pointing, I will say.
Yeah.
It's like, we know we don't know
And-
shit. We know we're stupid.
We know we're dumb. We know, like, maybe we have the wrong take. We know.
I'm going to take a picture of Zoe while she's pointing.
Okay, and I'll take one of you pointing. And then we know that he's not a good person. And we know that he's just because he's ugly that he's done worse things. But he's also ugly on top of the things he's done. Let's just not forget that he's a hideous man.
He's not a good person.
Not a good person. Also, innocent till proven guilty. Just kidding. Not.
Also, Zoe's number one in his fan club, I guess.
Oh, yeah, I
innocent till
definitely
proven
am.
guilty for sure.
So he's a Mr. Look. Ugh. Probably serial killer your gal.
I mean,
Innocent until proven guilty, but most likely a serial killer your gal.
Jesus Christ.
It's Rex Heuermann. Heuermann.
I don't
So
like. First of all, I'm just gonna say I don't like this guy.
look, me neither. He's sort of turned me off of architects altogether. Not to be
And this is why we don't do this often.
I know, but
It's really hard not to make
only if they're
jokes.
ugly.
Only if they're ugly. If they're hot, honestly,
Yep.
just kidding.
Okay. So the 59-year-old architect, father of two.
Wow, practically 1,000 years old. Just kidding. Not to
Actually,
age
like,
shame this absolute
He's
murderer.
a bit young.
He really is actually for a man these days.
I think I'm just
I don't know
like-
what I'm saying.
Yeah, because every man, late 70s.
Every man is late 70s. Like Woody Allen is like every man right now.
Oh my God.
To me,
I can't.
every man is Woody Allen.
Him dying is my new queen. Okay.
I shouldn't take the sip. Honestly,
Yeah.
Woody Allen could die this year.
Hey.
I'm just putting it
Don't
out
threaten
there.
me with a good time.
I'm basically Ted Cruz.
Oh, in like the way that you're a
surprising.
psychic?
Yes.
Okay. So he has been charged with 4 murders. The murders of Melissa Barthélemy, Megan Waterman, Amber Costello, and he is the prime suspect in the murder of a 4th woman, Maureen Brainerd Barnes. All of these people were last seen alive between 2007 and 2010. And their bodies were found on Gilgo Beach in Long Island, like in very close proximity to each other.
Pretty wild.
Pretty wild. Seems sus.
Listen, I definitely think it was him.
I definitely think it was him as well.
Hey.
So the case began in 2010 when Shannon Gilbert, a 24-year-old sex worker, vanished after leaving a client's house on foot near Gilgo Beach. She called 911 and was never seen alive again. And when they were searching for her body, that's when they found all of these other victims. A total of 10 victims were found.
So did you see that stuff just before we get on with the actual murderer?
Yeah.
God, that story's so weird. The one that led to finding all these other murders.
Yeah.
And like, so they found her body like a year later.
Uh-huh.
And
I don't think it's affiliated with him. Well, he hasn't been charged with that murder, at least.
well, so I listened to because I got on a little tangent of it, and it was like they had posted, I think it was New Jersey that posted these, because I think she's from New Jersey. Sorry if I'm wrong. Take it out. But they posted her like 20-minute call to the cops.
Yeah, that she called 911 when she was like running away from.
And she stopped at 2 houses, and then 2 houses called the cops, and then took, which, led the cops to where she was. Uh-huh. So then they found a bunch of items in this like marsh behind the area, but they never found her that night. So it was a different man. It was some man who lived like down the street. I don't know. I forget his name.
They caught the person associated with her murder
But they don't know.
or disappearance.
But they don't actually know who actually murdered her, because they never
right.
found
They
her that
also
night.
sort of
they only found her a year later.
They also sort of suspect maybe it was like an accidental drowning or something.
Something like that.
But I'm
But they do have this 911 call where she's running away from this house saying this guy's trying to get her.
Yeah.
It's just very weird that it's like you would find this is just a dumping ground for someone
is.
else.
Yeah,
I mean, it just
and
feels like a dumping ground.
It is, because it was like these 4 victims were all very close to each other. And then there were a bunch of other victims who were like they found other bodies, including a man's body, including like a toddler's body.
Yeah.
Like they found ones that were just on a completely different area of the beach. So maybe Rexy was involved, maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know.
So that was in 2010 when they discovered all of these bodies. But he wasn't linked to the case until 2022 after investigators discovered that there was a Chevy Avalanche that was registered to him, and he had some witnesses for the disappearance of one of the victims, Amber Costello, who was last seen in 2010, because all of these women were sex workers that he had contacted, and Amber Costello he had seen previously, but didn't end up. So he saw her twice. And so after the first time he saw her, witnesses saw his car and also saw him. And they said that he looked like an ogre, which is factual.
Yeah.
I don't even think that's circumstantial evidence. No. I think that's like hard truth that this is the guy.
I mean, literally, you said, he looks just like Shrek to me.
He's a full Shrek.
I'm not even trying to diss him. He literally, full body type, right?
Yeah, totally. Because he's massive.
That's a Shrek in the Wild.
Very Shrek in the Wild. Very architect.
That is Mike
Shrek.
Myers playing an ogre if I've ever seen one.
Certainly. So now, basically, they first linked him in 2022, and then they started trailing him. And I think it said that they had over 300 search warrants and subpoenas issued in relation to him before they actually arrested him.
Wow.
And it sounds like the only reason they arrested him when they did was because there was a fear that he was going to do it again.
Okay.
But basically, after they linked him with his car, they started going through cell phone records, and he used burner phones to contact all of these women. And the burner phones were like geographically linked to the areas by his house in Long Island and also by his office in Midtown Manhattan. So that isn't enough to sort of convict on, but it is I'll give that circumstantial.
Yeah.
However, they also found on these burner phones that he had used, which were some linked to email addresses that were all fake email addresses, but there was one fake email address that he used where he had sent the worst mirror selfie I'd ever seen from that email address. So.
One of the most depressing. I mean, I gotta say, sorry to men.
Yeah.
Some of the worst. I mean, yeah. Everyone says it. This is not some original thought from me. Mm-hmm. Some of the worst selfie takers I've ever seen. Do you not know? Turn a light on.
Agreed.
Turn a light on.
Agreed.
Just maybe take a second one.
Don't use flash in a mirror selfie.
Don't look at what's look up.
Look up.
Where are you?
Look up. But then they had, once they started collecting more evidence, they had video of him going into stores and purchasing the burner phones on camera.
Come on, sir.
They scrubbed his search history, and he searched things like, why hasn't the Long Island serial killer been caught?
Are you serious?
Yeah. He also searched, why could law enforcement not trace the calls made by the Long Island serial killer?
Are you dumb?
He's so dumb. And
also, why did you do that? Because I would I had heard that he was making harassing calls to the victim's family, but I couldn't find anything that corroborated.
There were, I read the full police report or the full indictment or whatever, and he had called the family from the victim's phones.
That's insane.
He stole their phones and would call the family from their phones. Also on the burner phones, there was evidence that he was looking up the victims' families. So
weird.
Yeah. He also would steal their phones and then check their voicemails 2 days later. Just
Jesus
why?
Christ. I mean, you know why.
I know why.
Ugh.
Because he's a fucking freaky fuck.
Jesus.
So ultimately,
that is really sick.
I think ultimately the thing that really got him was they were surveilling him for a while, and I guess he threw away a pizza box, and
I love that.
They used DNA from the pizza box to
I love when pizza boxes take people down.
Always. I think it was the same thing with the
Andrew
Idaho
Tate?
guy.
Oh,
Andrew
really?
Tate.
Oh, really? The guy that they linked to the ancestry thing or whatever it was, genealogy.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Guys, don't eat pizza boxes.
don't
We're going to
eat
get your
pizza.
little crusts.
But
Or
I
at least
think
finish your crust. If we listen, serial killers, if you learn anything, please finish your crust.
that's part of the pizza.
Serial killers, please eat your crust.
But his DNA was only on one body. However, there were female hairs found on some of the victims, and those hairs belonged to his wife.
Which is so wild. So then, like, there's that dude out there claiming
That his wife
I'm
is
sure he's not
involved.
the only person claiming that his wife's involved.
I think the victims' lawyers, two of the victims, maybe they have the same lawyer, I don't know, were claiming that the wife was somehow involved or knew about it, but all of the murders took place when the wife was out of town.
That's what I'm also hearing. The whole family was out of town.
Yeah, except for him.
But, okay, in your opinion?
Yeah.
Opinion alert. Do you think she knew?
I mean,
Like anything? I mean, like, obviously not about the murders because, like, I mean, listen, I don't know people really.
yeah.
I feel like Julia Davidovich.
Yeah.
My name is Julia Davidovich. If my husband was like committing murders on that next trip I took away, it would be for fucking good.
Yeah.
So I just don't think she knew.
I don't think she knew. However, like, my name is Zoe Clark, and if my husband had 200 guns in a vault in the basement, I would
forgot about that part.
probably leave him.
I would not be around.
But that was part of the reason why they arrested him outside of his office. Like, they just arrested him on the street of New York because if they did it at his house, he has like a full-blown arsenal in the basement.
Ugh. Can you fucking imagine? I mean, honestly, he probably thought he would be eventually confronted at his house. I am assuming.
Yeah.
Because why else would you be so paranoid? I mean, like that, to me, if you have a fucking vault full of guns, you seem very paranoid.
It's a very paranoid move.
I mean, listen, INFJ, I can't help but judge. And when I look at this man,
yeah.
listen, so is Hitler, but
Oh, okay.
we're the good side of INFJ.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just like, I don't see innocence literally at all. He doesn't even try to look innocent.
No,
he
but he
doesn't
did-
fucking cry.
He did say he was innocent. He did cry.
I mean, like, not tears of like
Yeah.
innocence.
Tears of caught.
You can fucking tell.
Yeah, so I personally don't think the wife was involved. I mean, maybe this is my theory is like maybe she knew that he saw sex workers sometimes or something like that. But like it seems like he did a lot of his burner phone activity from the office. Like the burner phones, you know, they were tracked so that they were like pinging off of cell towers near his home and his office. But it seems like when he was calling the people to make who ended up being the victims to like meet up with them, those were all calls mainly from his office.
Awful.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't think she would have known and stuck around.
Unless she also was like a sick pervert.
I just don't get that. I don't know why. I mean, like, listen, if she
It wouldn't be
turns out
the
to a
first
sick
time.
pervert, whatever. I'm
Yeah.
the wrongest person alive. I
Yeah.
just doubt it. I just have a feel. I don't think she would keep her children
If she was
around.
if she was a sick pervert also, like unless she was like more concerned with being caught or something, he wouldn't do it when she was out of town.
No,
That wouldn't be the
I don't know. I don't
thing.
think so. There's no I mean, she's not involved. All she
Right.
does is just know about it. That's
Yeah.
nothing. I mean,
And there was a woman who came forward who said that she had gone on a date with him, and she was like, my intuition told me that this guy was fucking weird.
Really?
And apparently he was like, have you heard about the Long Island serial killer on this like date with her? And she was like, yeah, I'm from Long Island. Of course I've heard about it. But that she felt like it was like weird and that he had like a weird energy. But you know, it was like all of the typical serial killer things where like some of the neighbors were like, he just seemed like a nice, normal, quiet guy. And then there were women who we worked with that were like, he's a bit creepy, but nothing like,
not the worst creepy I've
yeah.
ever met.
Yeah.
I mean, it is so gross. It's so gross that these people just like whatever do literally hang out in plain sight. And
Yeah.
people literally know about how weird they are.
They all ask. They all say like, what do you think about this? And you know, they can play it off as like, I live very close by to where the bodies were found, and it doesn't like immediately ring an alarm bell.
I guess, yeah.
But-
I mean, it just, you know, morally,
Yeah.
especially when you're going after sex workers, it's just like, you know, we know you think you're a piece of shit, sir. Like,
Yeah.
I already know you feel bad about yourself, that you need to like try and take out someone who the law already doesn't protect, like,
right,
and like would probably have a hard time getting to the bottom of,
right, and it's
because
like
it's so unprotected.
It is the whole thing where it's like, okay, their bodies were found in 2010, and it's 2022. That's 12 years.
Christ.
Like, if it does make me feel like if they had a different job, would the police have actually made a bigger effort in looking for who did it? Like, I can't help but think that.
Yeah, I mean,
and I don't know.
It feels like the top
but
thing.
But the
really.
fact that like one of these, there were literal witnesses in one of the disappearances. Like, people saw him, people saw his car, and yet it took until 2022 for them to actually nail it down. And they didn't even have him as a suspect until 2022. I mean, and I guess like the DNA technology is better now. But the fact that they never even identified him as a suspect is pretty wild to me.
Yeah, I mean, it just feels like there were so many. It's like, and I really thought that we just didn't have serial killers anymore because it was too hard.
No, but this man's a classic serial killer.
He's very classic, and
yeah.
he just like, oh, it always reminds me of that. And I don't know if this Reddit post was like sincere, but I really think it rang pretty sincere back like when I read it in the past year. And this woman was like, you know, I never go in my husband's like fucking tool shed shit, but I went in today looking for something and I rifled through boxes. Like, and I don't know, she found some like box of panties and she was just like, is he cheating on me? And everyone was like, your husband's a murderer.
I mean,
you need to like while he's out, he's killing someone and you need to get out of there.
I just feel like it's that thing where it's like, this is obviously, you know, not necessarily about this man, but if you have the urge to snoop,
exactly, there's something awry. And
like, you better not be upset when you find something, because, well, first of all, you better find something, because if you're snooping for nothing, you're a little paranoid. But like, you're probably going to find something, and they're probably not a murderer, but maybe they're like emotionally cheating on you. My name is Diane.
Sure.
Yeah.
At the very least.
At the very least, they're emotionally cheating.
At the very least. But like,
at the most, they've killed 15 people.
I mean, when you think about it, underwear, like keeping underwear from someone is more of a like a trophy.
The thing is, this is all the evidence that was made like in this initial report. This is what's public. This isn't even everything that they've this isn't shit that they pulled out of his house. Like, they executed a search warrant on his house that they were there for like multiple days, and I'm sure they fucked up the whole fucking place. So who knows what they found there?
Yeah.
But they're waiting to charge him on the 4th. Like, the reason, I guess they don't have enough concrete evidence because his DNA or his wife's DNA wasn't on the body of that 4th victim, Maureen Brainerd Barnes.
Ugh.
Also, that was the oldest one. She was last seen in 2007, and the other 3 were 2009 and 2010. But he has like other properties in other states across the country, so people are sort of seeing if there are any suspicious.
It's like North Carolina and Vegas or something. So
yeah,
I mean, he's just a loon that has a property in Vegas. First of all,
yeah, like yikes.
First of all, red flag.
If your man has a property in Vegas, you have all of the right to search his basement vault.
You do.
You do.
You really do.
200 guns?
Come on.
There should be an upward limit. Like, come on.
That is too many fucking guns.
Like, there's no reason you need that many.
Dumb. I don't like, again, I'm going to tell you, you don't even need one.
You don't even need
200?
200 is
fucking
wild.
Are you a lunatic?
And his neighbor, there was like an interview with his neighbor that was like, I never really talked to him, but one day I saw him like unloading a giant vault door, and I was like, what's that for? And he was like, it's for my basement vault for all my guns. And he was like, after that I was like, this guy's fucking weird.
It just is fucking weird.
Yeah.
You know those like families, not all those families, but there was one in the last at least 3 years where they'll be like, oh yeah, is an engineer that worked for like, what's it called? Northrop Grumman?
Sure, yeah.
The full name? Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. I don't give a shit.
Yep.
But he was an engineer for there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of those weird like Christian families who had like 1,000 kids.
Oh yeah.
And they all like lived in like one compound.
Yikes.
And, you know, they were all like, half of them were adult children, but still living under the roof, and like strict rules, weren't allowed to leave. Why did I bring this up? Because all families are called. Oh yeah. It's just like, I don't know. Families are really weird. I mean, it is entirely possible that his wife's involved. I really doubt it.
I doubt it.
But like some families though, you're just kind of like, hey, why didn't you leave this fucking freak again?
I feel like
you didn't know, or
I feel like if she knows
know.
anything, it's that he frequented sex workers. I don't think that she knew that he was the fucking Gilgo beach killer.
No, highly doubt it.
I
don't think that she would have stuck around.
I guess there was a documentary that came out a couple years ago on Netflix about it. I didn't see it. I don't even remember what it was called, but obviously it was before he was caught, because that literally just happened. But it was just about the bodies that were found on Gilgo Beach.
Unbelievable.
But the they were called the Gilgo Four, these 4 women, because I guess it was clear that it was the same person who did them all.
I just couldn't tell.
How
long ago did they do this little docu?
The docu was like maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Interesting.
I think it was in 2020, the docu.
I really don't remember it.
But I'm sure they'll do a update.
It would be interesting to kind of go back and listen to it now, or watch it now that they have more info, just to see how wrong they were.
Yeah, because they're always so wrong. I just really hope that the cops didn't like fuck something up. They always do. But like, I hope that they didn't this time.
Oh, I bet they did. I mean, I'm sure they just like overlooked something really intense, or just like they brought him in for questioning once or something.
I'm sure they fucked it up in 2010.
I mean, if you already know what make the car is and you can't find the fucking make in 10 years, is that not like, did you not
That's
know
what I'm
what his
confused
car
about. It
Isn't
seemed
that
like
usually how they get a break in a case?
It's
like,
always the car.
It's so specific.
I mean, if I literally have a neon green car, so I better not be fleeing a scene anytime soon.
Basically.
But it is like, that was information they had then, though. That's the thing. That's the thing. That's why I'm saying, like, if the victims were different, would they have caught him sooner? I'm just saying.
Not, and bring it back to the original person. So that woman, I'm sorry, what is her name again? The one that they had found that led to finding the other 4 victims.
Her name is Shannon Gilbert.
So Shannon Gilbert. So this was weird, but like, her like mom recently died. So her mom was like trying to get everyone to believe her, because she was like, no, my daughter was murdered.
Yeah.
Because she showed up like people found her like a year later.
Right.
And they were saying that she died of like other causes.
Right.
She was saying, no, she was literally murdered. There was a phone call, like she was murdered that night, like we need to fucking figure this out. And then she was murdered. Her mom was murdered by this woman's other daughter.
So Shannon Gilbert's sister murdered
her
their
mom.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that wild?
That sucks. This
it's
shit
like
fucks
extremely tragic.
Yeah.
It's like beyond tragic. And you know what? I literally blame her killer, because I doubt she wasn't murdered. She was obviously murdered.
She was obviously murdered. I mean, you don't call 911 for 20 minutes saying like someone's out to get me if you're not. Like,
you listen to her driver. So there's someone that was there that like took her there.
Uh-huh.
And you listen to her saying things like, you didn't tell me who this person is. I think you're working with him. And then you have the cops saying she was probably on drugs. And it's like,
see, that's the thing. That's the hard part about all of this, is like, you can't separate the fact that like people don't take crimes against sex workers seriously. Ever.
Yeah. It's really sad.
It's really fucked up.
Just because someone's on drugs doesn't mean they deserve to be murdered
also that
anyway.
Too.
So like, why would you even
It's
say
not
that?
relevant.
It's
just not relevant.
It doesn't make any sense.
But I guess they would use that as an argument, like she drowned by accident because she was on drugs. But still, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's
like
she was still being chased, though.
So why was she being chased? Why didn't she feel safe?
I just wonder, like, I wonder if there are other victims. I wonder if they're going to find the people who killed these other people who were found there. It's just like, it makes you wonder how many fucking cold cases they are and how many aren't being solved just because the victims aren't like white girls. And I should say, because they were white girls, but if it would be treated differently, if the victims were like, Gabby Petito types, not to be that person,
no,
but just
it was like my first thought was like Gabby Petito was solved in like 1,000 seconds. Like,
yeah, just like white girls who aren't sex workers, literally.
No,
Like,
just a white
and
girl
the
with a
same thing
YouTube
with
channel.
the Idaho case, which was like, it was 4 white student, not saying like their case didn't deserve to be solved quickly.
Sure.
I'm just saying like everyone's does.
Yeah.
And it just like, it was 12 fucking years.
And there are murdered Indigenous women, you know, whether or not they're a sex worker, whether or not they're just a literal girl being murdered and not, you know, no one gives a shit because, you know, the Canadian government doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Or the American government doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. And there's like, that happens all of the time.
It happens constantly.
With like sex
have been
workers,
missing.
with trans people, with black people, with indigenous people. Literally, if you're not like a 22-year-old white girl who went to a fucking state school, they don't care.
Yeah.
Just saying. Well, perfect. A perfect system.
A perfect system.
Any final thoughts on Rex Heuermann, the ogre?
Oh, God, may you die in prison, you know? It's
May
just
you die
like,
in prison, but like he's on suicide watch. Like, don't kill yourself, but definitely die.
Where is he again? So they are in New Jersey?
No, they're in New York.
Where's he being tried? So
They
where
must
do
be tried in Long Island. I would
Is that
think.
like a death sentence place? I never know
No.
anymore. No. Again, death sentence confusing to me.
Yeah,
Some
no,
people
just
for it, some
simply
people
life in
against it.
prison, though.
Yeah, it's just like, why not just be in pain for life?
Yeah.
I feel is fine.
Fine by me.
I guess people, when they argue that, they're just like,
He's
well,
gonna
why do I
get
want to?
hardcore beat up in prison, though.
Oh, yeah.
Once he's let out of solitary confinement.
I
if he ever
definitely think
is.
so. It's not a good place. It's not a good place to visit.
No.
It's not a good place to live for the rest of your life or think about your crimes. And conservatives, I feel, just don't want, I mean, when they want the death penalty, it's just money, right?
I mean, like prison abolition on one hand,
Sure.
but not for this man.
No. Simply no. They're just people that really deserve to be locked away.
Yeah, like if they're not, they will harm people and they will harm the most vulnerable people, and I hate them.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
there's really no other option. It's just like, you know, I don't get it. Because I don't like wish death on people.
No.
But again, I don't know. Maybe there are people that are just like, actually, it's better this way.
But like you were
If you
free
can-
and you don't deserve it.
Yeah.
It's complicated though. It's really hard to like how do you juggle like hating the police, hating prison as a concept, but also feeling that this man should be locked up. Like I don't really know how to make sense of it all in a way within myself.
If it's like your own family or friend, I feel like maybe you want the death penalty.
Sure.
And that's kind
You
of
mean
like,
who got killed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like the victim's family. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people.
And
or
that's a
there are people that
revenge.
straight up are just like, you know what? They killed my literal daughter and I forgive them. And you're like, lady,
The
you
thing
do
is,
not
they
have
just
to
get
do
it
that.
wrong too much. Like the cops get it wrong too much. The fucking DA gets it wrong too much. And like prison sucks. And I definitely feel like jail is bad, but it's just all so complicated when you're dealing with somebody like him. And I'm just not smart enough to be able to separate like what from what.
No, literally no.
Well, let's shut the door on Rex.
Shut the door and Rex, the angel of fucking death, I guess. Oh, God.
I
You
don't
know,
think he's met Mark McGrath.
Doubt it.
Doubt it.
Doubt it. Doubt that if you, like, they haven't been on the same flight, you know. They
No.
I don't feel like, you know, I don't think Mark vacations in Vegas or North Carolina or
He might
Staten Island.
vacation in Vegas.
You know what?
He might vacation in Vegas,
You're
but
right.
I don't think Rex is a Sugar Ray fan. I don't think I just don't think they have any overlap.
No, I don't think so.
So whatever.
Yeah.
Uncle Cracker, on the other hand, Rex
Oh.
loves Uncle Cracker. That's for sure.
Can't get enough of that fucking guy.
So you'll never be able to hear Uncle Cracker again in jail, prison, whatever.
That's too bad.
The
Sucks for you.
wickedly talented.
Uncle
Uncle
Cracker.
Cracker.
Do you have any good boys?
Oh my God, I think I do. I think I have one.
Amazing.
I think I have one. Oh wait, oh yeah, no, it's grape. It's grape nuts. It's literally grape nuts.
Grape nuts?
Yeah.
The cereal?
I forget how tasty they are, and then I have them like, oh, I love
They
grape
are
nuts.
they are tasty, but they're hard.
Yeah, you really have
gotta-
to let them soak a little.
You gotta soak them up.
They're kind of like, and like you really have to get over the fact that they're kind of a bit of a cat litter rising.
They're
They're like-
definitely a cat litter rising.
It's a lot of crunching.
I got some granola. Too hard.
Ugh,
hurt
again,
my
you got a lot of soak and the almond milk or whatever you
You
use.
do. Yogi Berra.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
too. I mean, it's so good too. Ooh, I might have to beg you for a snack after this.
Okay. My good boy is Neosporin. I already mentioned it.
Oh, wow. Shout out. Please send us a case of Neosporin.
Oh, yeah. If you're listening,
We would love
Neosporin,
it.
I would love a quick sponsorship, and I hope to never have to use you again.
Oh, my God. Listen, I hope you're never in pain again.
Well, this has actually
Ever.
been a long episode. Did you know that?
Listen, it kind of felt longer because we were like chatty.
We
are such
Chatty Cathy's, would you say?
crime ladies.
Oh,
for
we are
sure.
such crime ladies.
Crime ladies.
Definitely.
Beep, beep, beep. We should just do like a temporary crime episode image for this.
Okay,
oh yeah.
well. Email Diane at badboypod.com. Your bad boys on the block. Okay. Your good boys. Any sort of... Yeah.
Sorry we don't do TV talk anymore because we can't.
Because we support the strike and workers' rights everywhere, if I'm being honest. I just heard a knockadoodle dandy. Shop.badboypod.com for a Diane tea, or you heard it last tea. No one does that, but you should anyway. Yeah. And leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Follow us at Bad Boy Podcast, because you never know.
And we'll read your review here, just so you know.
And we'll send you a Diane pin
Just
and
so you know.
a personalized note from Diane of all things. But you do have to send her your address, which I know
It's a little weird.
can be daunting.
Yeah. But you know what? She forgets it immediately.
Anything to add? Oh, yeah, we're taking next week off, so you
yeah.
can suck on my dick then.
Please listen to it. Maybe we'll do a re-release. I don't know. We'll just do a fun,
We might do a fun...
a small
Might do a thing
small
with
things
Bob or
about
two.
for you.
We'll see what happens.
Bam! Egg in the bottle.
No doubt about it.
Pop out a new episode or an old one.
yep.
You know what I mean.
I do. And other than that, it's just a perfect time to be you.
Ew. Okay.
Sorry, okay.
Well, anyway, have a perfect Thursday then.
You're right.
Okay.
Brought to you.
What did you just say again?
It's the perfect time to be you. I know, it's fucked up.